Wapsie Valley High School here in beautiful Fairbank, Iowa tonight for tonight's matchup between the Wapsie Valley Warriors, Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center Falcons, and the AGWSR Cougars. I'd like to welcome you to the broadcast booth tonight. My name is Zach Bavers, joined tonight by my legendary co-host, we'll put it, Wyatt Forsyth. How are you?
Good evening. Thank you, Zach, for having me once again. I'm doing great. I'm healthier than most of the community and nearby communities, I'll tell you that. It went through my household a couple weeks ago, but I've heard from fellow coaches and fellow friends in other communities that the sickness is still going around. So I know it's affecting all three lineups tonight in some way, shape, or form. Yeah,
for sure. I can't tell. My voice is a little damaged. I've had a lot of broadcasts this week, we'll put it. Last night, maybe not last night, I think it was maybe a few nights ago, we had the basketball game, and then we had a wrestling meet last week in Union.
That's right.
We've had plenty of basketball games. You're doing double headers 3 nights a week. It takes a toll for sure, but definitely not. We're definitely not as damaged as some of these teams walking in tonight, and that's a big thing we're looking at tonight. Is we talk about open weights a lot. A little fun fact for you guys: Wapsie is, I don't know the exact win percentages or records, but in dual play. So let's say like duels that happen here at high schools, and I'm not going to count the Battle of the Waterloo. The Warriors are like 0-3, 0-4 with an open weight in their lineup. Yet they're like 3-4-0 without that open or with a full lineup.
Wow.
They are a lot better when the lineup is full. And tonight, good news, the lineup's full, but it's not as full as you really think it is.
Yeah, I definitely, talking to the assistant coach and head coach of Wapsie, we talked a little bit about impetigo also being a slight issue in the room. And I think, a lot of skin diseases just happen with the stress of the year. It happens with the immune system coming and going, and as well as cleanliness. And so it's just something that's part of the sport is skin infections and bacterial infections. So just being aware of that, that runs through not just our team, but runs through all teams. So even at the collegiate level, you see skin infections can be an effect on competition.
Yeah, we want to look at just some around here in Iowa. You're talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Iowa State Cyclones, the UNI Panthers. UNI took a loss to Columbia, of all teams, and they were damaged going into the night that night at the McLeod Center.
Mm-hmm.
Got shocked. The day before, they took on the Iowa Hawkeyes, who, to be fair, have had their struggles to start the year. Obviously, the whole scandal going on in Iowa City, as well as over in Ames, but they've been able to kind of work past that. And even at the collegiate level, it's very important. Every weight class and every match matters.
Hey, the new rankings just came out, and my Cyclones are now ranked 5th in the nation for dual teams. Oh, is Iowa 3rd still?
Yes.
So they're still ahead of those
Still
Cyclones.
got the upper hand, yeah. No, but with Ohio State taking down NC State, I believe a few days ago, the Hawks moved up to 3rd, while the Wolfpack moved down to 4th. So back to the high school over here tonight. When we talked about the Warriors tonight, they're coming in. A lot of new faces, a lot of different faces are going to hit the lineup. We've had some weight issues. Wally Kaufman, I think he came in 6 pounds over yesterday. He's been working out since 3:30. Hopefully he gets under, and hopefully he's good to go tonight. But just some other things tonight. Jake Shore is out of the lineup. He is dealing with some illness, as well as Derek Kilsenbach. He is out of the lineup tonight. But the Warriors do still have their big three. Their 3 ranked guys in Kanan Decker, Garrett Miller, and Easton Krull. Easton Krull is back from his dealt with illness.
Yeah.
And then also we talked about Grayson Miller as impetigo. Brock Kleitch had a staph infection. I do think that he is good to go to tonight. Hayden Ryard and Caden Dana both had ringworm. If I correct, I know Hayden Ryard did. I'm a little unsure about Caden Dana, but I believe he's back tonight. So some new faces, but still a strong lineup.
Hey, and you didn't have school today, so that's kind of a good day.
I still had to show up.
Oh, that's all right.
I was here at 3:30, so just doing my thing.
You got a good day's rest, and not too much to have to think on the academic side. So
That's for sure.
that can definitely help in competition.
Yeah, just dealing with stress and all that kind of stuff as teams hit the side of the mat for some lineup introductions. If you're in a new face tonight, that's Blake Boer. He does PA for basketball, volleyball, and football. But Chad Vandell is not going to be here tonight. He, I believe, has some work meetings he has to be at. So it'll be Blake doing it tonight. So bear with me. I'm running the computer for like the first time for wrestling. I've ran it before for football, basketball, and volleyball. Wrestling is so much different. There's so much more. I have to put in weight names and stuff between duels. Speaking of, if there's any Cougar or Falcon fans watching, I don't think we're going to be live broadcasting the second duel tonight, which is AGWSR versus Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center. But because I'm going to be in here switching names for our third and final duel of the night, which will be Wapsie versus Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center. So we'll have the camera up and rolling. You'll be able to see I'll keep the duel score at least. That way you guys know the duel score and maybe even just the match score. But I'm going to be putting in names as time rolls on. So, and also, you have you're a family man now. You got some family duties to go to.
Yeah, I got a family Christmas tonight that I have to attend. So, but I told him I got responsibility. I like to be at both places. It's hard to be at two places at once. So I have to see our Warriors compete, and then I got to go try to make the end of family dinner. So, but I'm happy to try to catch as much duel as we can.
Yeah. So I think for the third duel, it'll be just me, which I guess we'll figure it out. It's we'll figure things out, get things rolling for you guys, and I guess speaking of as Blake's doing his lineup intros, we're gonna get into ours. So for the Warriors, they're gonna trot out Caden Belitsky at 106, Sawyer Carl at 113, Landon Frost at 120. And I believe it's going to be Brody Kleitch at 126, Reese Hagenau at 132, Creighton Zimmerman at 138, 144 is Caden Dana, 150 is Easton Krull, 157 is Caden Decker, 165 is Garrett Miller, 175 is Brock Kleitch, 190 I do believe is going to be Jonah Frost, 215 I do have Caleb Hogan listed at 215.
Yeah, I see him here, so I will see if he walks out too. But sorry, keep going, Zach.
Yeah, I'm
interrupt.
kind of paying attention to see. I want to listen to see who Blake says when we get to these different weights. And then 285 is going to be Hayden Ryard for the Warriors. So I'm going to wait and get some final confirmations on these weight classes, because I guess something to note of wrestling is you never know who's going to trot up to the scorer's table and walk out and put an ankle band on.
Yeah, it's part of the trickery of the sport, trying to try different aspects and try different tactics to be able to wrestle different competition.
Yeah, so Brock Kleitch will be wrestling at 175. It's going to be Jonah Frost at 190 pounds. So it is going to be Caleb Hogan, who's listed at 190 pounds, going to wrestle up to 215. So he's going to get his first start in the varsity scene tonight, as well as Hayden Ryer's going to get his first start as a varsity wrestler, along with some other guys. I believe Jonah Frost is wrestling on varsity for the first time tonight. So new faces at these upper weight classes, but hey, we're here for it.
Hey, no better time to get your first start in your home gym right before Christmas break. We got a great crowd tonight too,
So we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. We'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are back. The first duel of the night is going to be Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center, who will be, AGWSR versus Wapsie Valley to kick us off tonight. And Wyatt, what are you looking forward to in this duel?
I'm looking for some inexperienced guys to go out and score points and to be active. I'm also looking for just a fun night of Wapsie wrestling. It's always fun when they wrestle in the home gym and being able to compete in front of their home friends. So I think that's what I'm really just keeping it simple for me tonight. Not anything crazy. Obviously, I like to see the action and the effort on the edge of the mat, wrestling to the whistle. I like the camaraderie and the positive attitude from the teammates. So I think those are things that I really look forward to and from our team. So yeah, it's going to be a fun night of Wapsie wrestling, baby.
So I gotta change some lives here. It was said that AP was going to be starting us off tonight, but I guess it's AGWSR, so I gotta figure this out.
That's all right.
Hopefully I can get this figured out here.
Hey, we're humbled and thankful enough that you are able to do this, free of charge. When you graduate here in 3 or 4 years, we're going to have to be like, oh, Zach's going to cost us a nickel and a dime every single time we get him, right?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're going to start the duel out with Wally Kaufman at 120 pounds, I believe.
So this will be JV.
Okay.
So our official start weight tonight is 157 pounds. That will be our official start. I'll let you take it away. I'm going to be working on the computer. So you do you, man. I gotta figure this out.
I'll try to be as enthusiastic and accurate as you are. I tend to have more errors in speaking.
Like I'm accurate at this.
So here we go. Wally's looking for an inside tie, circling strong. And I'm not quite sure who our AGWSR guy is, but I don't believe Wally's ever seen this wrestler before in competition. As far as I've never seen him, we've never competed against AGWSR, I believe, in the middle school setting either last year. So,
sorry to interject, but
when
I wrestled in 7th grade, we did wrestle them at a Jessup tournament.
Okay.
And as well as we wrestled them at AP as well, the first duel of the year. So
there you go.
Gotta remember back. I wrestled like the same kid like 3 times, so that's how I kind of remembered that.
You got better memory than I do. In my older age, I'm starting to fade. Well, it looks like we had a couple offensive shots from both gentlemen. We went out of bounds, restarted. Wally had a sweep single. Now they're back into hand fighting. In hand fighting situations, it's good to have inside tie, controlling the other guy's wrists, and keeping pressure on the guy's head. Keep stalking forward is also important. Wally does a throw by with the arm and circles around and throws his competition down. Able to score. Nope. Ref gives him 2 points as they roll out of bounds. So Wally will start on top with 56 seconds to go in the first. Assistant coach Bo Sorensen has given him some words of advice on how to keep his opponent down.
Guess the big thing there is just constant forward pressure.
Absolutely. Just keeping the weight on your opponent is important. That just helps drain your partner as well as keeping you in good position so he can't turn you around or reverse you. So Wally looks like he's got a tight waist and attacking the guy's far wrist. Wally breaks his hips down, is able to keep his opponent's left wrist. Wally likes to roll the wrist out here and put it right on his back, but the Cougars are able to slip out wrists. He's looking for a cross-face cradle now, goes right across the guy's chin. Going to bring his knee up, and now we're going to get back points from Wally Kaufman. That a boy, and gets the pin. Great job by Wally, looking for bonus points and getting the pin before the end of the first period. Wally's been really improving, Zach, from competition to competition. Every single meet, he started out wrestling the number 1 ranked guy and then the number 4 ranked guy. And then I think he had another number 1 ranked guy.
Oh, yeah, he wrestled all 3 of his matches that he wrestled at the Battle of Waterloo were against ranked wrestlers.
Oh, my goodness.
So just an absolute terrible way to start your career. Just the bad luck. But now we're going to move on. So it'll be Decker and Willems to start off this duel. Right away, Decker into the front headlock. Trying to work his way around. He'll get around for 2.
Yeah, Kanan likes to ride tough on here and does a roll-through tilt, 2-on-1. And he looks like he's going to gain back points right away here with only 20 seconds into the first. Gives them an easy escape so he can keep scoring more points and to make sure they turn into bonus points. He's going to go head snap, head in the hole. Now he's going to cradle up, near side cradle. As long as he stays in bounds, and he gets the quick pin.
So Decker racks up the fall. Quick fall. God, I'm doing like 8 things at once. All right.
Kanan with an excellent pin there in the near side cradle right on the edge of the mat. So now we're going to move into Garrett Miller. And Garrett Miller may be receiving a forfeit. At 165, yes, they are open. So it looks like Garrett will receive a forfeit. And I see that they're also open at 175, so Jonah Frost may be receiving a forfeit here, but we'll wait for the official to raise his hand.
And I am struggling already.
You're doing a great job, Zach. We just appreciate you
so,
having a live feed.
I guess Brock Kleitsch is going to go up at 190, so look at this. I get to first dabble here. So it's going to be Van Lowe. I know it says Frost on your screen. I'm going to get this fixed to where it should say Kleitsch. If I get this figured out.
Looks like Clayton Van Lowe, who's a junior for the Cougars, and then, of course, one of our seniors here, Brock Kleitsch, will be for Wapsie. So, man, Brock starts right in on a sweep single. Now he's doing rear standing. He's got to kind of bring his opponent down, which he does with a trip. And he's able to attack. It looks like there is a size difference, but Brock is not timid versus this. He is being aggressive, and I love to see it.
Something to notice from Brock Kleitsch is he's really fine-tuned his skills as of late as a wrestler, as they say that.
Yeah, no, that's all right. He seriously has. You know, making sure, this is maybe a coaching thing, but having your team be in the shape going into Christmas, and obviously Christmas growth happens, but then you want to try to find your reshape and your reconditioning once again. So you're trying to peak at the right times of the season. Looks like we might have a size difference because Brock shot in there, and it looks like his opponent's able to easily sprawl. So now they're going to stay on their feet. Brock's going to keep looking for his sweep single, and then, of course, he always tries to get that cradle. We've seen him be very successful with it. Looks like we're going to do a fireman's dump here from the Cougars. Gets the 2-point takedown and looking for back points.
He's got Kleitsch on his back and gets the fall. So make this a 12-6 duel. Sorry, 18-6 duel.
I will give it to Brock. You know, he did bump up some weight classes. And we did see a size difference. He did go ahead and get a takedown right away in the first 30 seconds, but Cougars were able to come out with a victory with bonus points. So now it looks like we're walking out at 2:15, and it's going to be our very own Caleb Hogan.
So Caleb Hogan going to wrestle his first match.
This is exciting to see, Zach.
As a varsity wrestler, if you look up into the crowd over there, you'll see good guy Ben Hogan. He's a football coach here. Played football at Wartburg. So Hogan right away caught in a snap down.
Caleb gets right back to his feet, but Cougars are able to return him. It'd be nice to see Caleb clear wrists here. You know, you want to have your wrists out, so you use your elbows to try to peel off the hands. Looks like Cougars are going to get a butcher here. 2 hands on the tricep, and then you flip him over on his shoulders.
He's trying to walk it around. Now Hogan on his back, trying to fight off. He's doing a good job bridging. He's trying to fight his way off. And the fall. Quick fall, 42 seconds. 32 seconds. So the Cougars strike back with 2 pins of their own. Move this to an 18-12. They have a chance to tie it if they get a fall at 285. So looks to be, it will be Hayden Ryard taking on if I get past my lineup sheets here. Gage Van Lowe. By the way, I guess a little bit of something to note of Hogan there. He's going against a number 2 ranked kid in Class 1A at 215.
There you go, yes.
Again, tough luck.
Hey, but you got to be able to face the best, to be able to understand what it is to be the best. So, I'm proud of Hogan for even stepping on the mat and giving it his all there. And, I want him to bounce back even stronger after Christmas.
So Hayden Ryard is going to take his first match here at the varsity level. And man, the strength of Van Lowe just picks up Ryard, throws him right out of bounds. He'll come back to the center. You just saw Van Lowe just double unders and just picked up Ryard. You don't see that a whole lot, but I guess with the weight advantage there, you're going to get a pretty big size muscle difference.
Oh, but I've seen Hayden Ryard get feisty before, so we could see him come back and hammer hard. So it looks like heavyweight here. We're hand fighting pretty strong here, Zach. Constantly trying to get the upper hand with an inside tie, just trying to pull your opponent, push, pull, and look for the upper hand here.
Ryard trying to just push, keep his own weight out there. I'm thinking if Ryard, with all this forward push pressure that Van Lowe's giving me, just the same thing that Krall said, is just snap him down. Grab a high club and just pull it straight down to your knees.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryard's got a 2-on-1. Van Lowe breaks the wrists. We're back into that head tie. Van Lowe tries to go for, looks to be a single leg.
Hayden's doing a good job keeping his forearm and his elbow as a blocking mechanism for more of a defensive standpoint, just to try to slow those takedowns that Cougars are just trying to get a quick knee pull. There you go. We saw some offense from Hayden.
Ryard trying to get some offense in. 20 seconds to go. And they'll go out of bounds.
Just heard from Coach Krall, use that underhook. Make it an offensive move rather than just holding on to it in clinching. And here's the blood. When you hand fight like that for an entire first period, you'll see some bloody noses.
Yeah, it's a common thing in wrestling. You have blood time pretty much all the time.
Do you see any blood in any of the basketball games?
Oh, trust me, I have seen some.
Good.
So they'll cut it off. Something that to note of is we don't have lineups or guys who are wrestling given to us anymore. They're going back to the old scoreboards now. We don't have it on the TVs anymore. So
yeah,
you kind of just have to pay attention, listen what PA guy says, and that's who trots out there. I don't have my nice track wrestling set up like I did last time we were here. When I was with Blake, I think that was probably second duel of the year.
Okay.
We were here at home, and it's nice to have all the rankings and the results and stuff, so that way you have it. But
definitely,
most of the time I really didn't even look at it. The only thing I looked at was to see who was wrestling and what guys are out there. That's the big thing. Is just knowing who's out there really helps, because then you're saying the wrong name for the entirety of a match.
Oh yeah.
So get all the blood cleaned up off the mat and off the wrestlers, and get back to action.
And we're still neutral. 20 seconds left of the first. So
20 seconds left here in the first. And now he goes for that front headlock. Ryard able to slip out.
Can he get his head out?
He's got to get the head out. Van Lowe's just got to hold on. They're going to give him the 2. So Ryard is going to have a we will disregard the locked hands there, but
that was great. He did, like Coach said, used that underhook and was able to throw his opponent down and get his head out and get 2 points. So
kind of glad the ref didn't see it, because that was clear as day to us.
Yeah.
It was just clear as a crystal ball.
Saved by the bell, they would
Yeah.
say. So
back to the neutral position to start the second. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. I was just going to say the same thing. Cougars deferred, and Hayden chose neutral. So
I think it's a good decision. You got to be able to, with all the weight advantage, you're not going to be able to do much in the bottom position. Obviously, you could say the opposite for the top. You know, the weight advantage. You've wrestled bigger guys. They're going to be able to just kind of push you around.
You bet. Hayden's doing a good job. You know, Cougars are pushing him to the edge of the circle. Van Loo is here, but he's circling back in. Keep controlling the center of the mat is important because the referee, you know, is going to look for a stalling call if you are backing up and not advancing a takedown. So,
and I think if you're Ryder, the biggest thing you could do is just wear a guy out. As long as you can get Van Loo enough to that point in the third where he's just gassed and tired and doesn't have the power that we can see right now.
Oh, he's got a knee pull. But they go out of bounds, stayed in neutral. Coach Carl yell once again, quick words of advice as they walk to his middle. Use that underhook.
The second you get that knee pull, you got to work on pulling him in because you know the second he gets the knee pull, Ryder's going to be scrambling for that outside line. As he goes to that knee pull, and like I said, Hayden's just going to try to kick out and kind of get to that back line, that out of bounds line.
This is good action by heavyweight. You know, both of them are pummeling inside, and they can constantly move, and they're never truly flat-footed, which is good to see that they're using their energy to look for points, you know, looking for that takedown.
30 seconds left to go. As you can see, we're rolling the one mat set up tonight, not the two mats. It's interesting to see since APGC's roster is about a mile long.
Yeah.
I was shown the lineup beforehand. I'm like, well, okay.
They got 30 or 40 kids on this lineup.
Oh, yeah. So we will head to the third.
He might choose neutral as well.
They're saying he's going to pick neutral. But he's got to score. You can see just the fatigue.
I'm seeing it from the Cougars, yeah, that's for sure. Hands on the knees, but we're going neutral for a third period. Score still 2-0.
Ryard's still wrestling hard.
It looks like, yes, two freshmen, correct?
Man, they're going to hit that court hard.
Bounces right back up.
They're going to nail Ryard for a stall call. That could be important. As we see, we only have a minute 50 left in the match, but jeez, they hit that thing hard. And yeah, I know it says senior in the lineup. That is wrong. He's
Okay.
a freshman.
I was going to say.
Let it be known, Ryard's a freshman.
So two freshmen facing off here at heavyweight.
Good job, Blake. You printed off the wrong program. Attaboy.
Now with the stall call, Hayden's got to really try to show and be more offensive. You know, inside ties, knee taps, using that underhook.
He hasn't really taken a shot yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in the third. And AGWSR keeps going for those knee pulls.
And I think if you're Van Loo here, you just got to keep pushing. Force that ref to call a stall call on Ryard because he hasn't taken a shot. And man,
wow!
Is it going to be two? Yes! Wow!
Great throw by, landed the guy on his back, gets 2-point takedown.
Now this is big. Ryard has to be able to keep him down and be able to, I mean, the fatigue sets in. You're going to be better able to keep him down, but it's just the size advantage. That's always big. You know, you can have all the work ethic, the effort in the world, but sometimes size is just going to outrule you.
I would agree. So that was just great to see Hayden throw that by, and there is the lock hands that we were talking about earlier.
It was clear as day before, and now the ref will stand in front so you can see it. And before Ryard can get an arm bar locked in, he's going to give up a point here. So now it's just, you can see just the disappointment in Bo Sorensen over there. It's happened plenty of times before. I mean, you got to be able to keep a guy down.
Just a stressful situation in a high intense situation that
I'd
simple
imagine
mistake. So just know that a reversal could make the match even more interesting and could make it 4-3. But coach is yelling, head coach Brian Krall's looking for a double thigh pry and just saying, hey, just work on breaking his hips down.
Now just frustration setting in, as that was almost another line. Oh! Oh!
Pin him!
Oh! Oh! No way! Oh my goodness! Is he gonna get it?
30 seconds.
Will he get it? He's so close! Everybody on the Warrior benches, absolutely, I can get it! Yeah!
Fantastic.
Yes, Ryard! Hayden Ryard picks up his first varsity dual win in a big way. A big fall coming in the third period for the big man. Wow.
So Gage Van Lowe stands up and turns around a little too quick, and he was chest to chest, and Hayden just bear hugged him and just tackled him. That was a football tackle to his back. That was fantastic. Wow. Great win for the freshman who first time in the varsity lineup.
So that'll make the score 24-12 as we are going to flip the lineup over to 106.
Oh, and a quick ankle pick by Caden Belinsky. That only took him 8 seconds. Those 106-pounders, they're small, but they are mighty.
For sure. Now Belinsky's got that ball and chain or that Warrior ride. Trying to work a tilt. Now he might just go to maybe a chicken wing, and he's going to get that arm bar.
He's got it tight. He's running the far shoulder.
He's got the wrist. Oh, he lost the wrist. He had that far wrist there, but lost it. Now he's got work on getting back behind in a tough position. He's going to get the 2 back points.
Oh, dives in
wow.
at an ankle. Able to hold on to his control on top. Refs never gave him an escape, so Cougars are still down here to when they go out of bounds. Come back to the middle and.
Yeah, never cleared the position, so you're still in that bottom position.
Such a change of dynamic going from heavyweight to 106.
Yeah, it's heavyweight, slow, methodical, figure your guy out, tire him out. 106, just go, 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 go.
We saw a dive in at an ankle to lifting the leg up.
Yeah, I don't think Ryard could possibly dive for an ankle. I don't think that's just not how that works. Yeah. It's just not physically possible.
Caden's gonna look to get more back points, so
he's going for this armbar. He has the wrist, but
he's gonna go.
Abbott's doing a nice job. Now he's gonna sit back. Man, that's tight. That's a fall. Caden Belinsky puts the finishing touches on a match perfectly. Minute 40, Belinsky picks up the fall. It'll be 30-12 favor the Warriors.
Caden just keeps improving every single match. We see him just keep scoring points and being the hammer, and he's just really going to shake up the state of Iowa down at the state tournament. I'm excited, postseason, him going far. So I'm being optimistic and biased towards our Wapsies, but man, he's going to.
You're supposed to be. That's how this works.
Okay.
So it'd be Sawyer Krall taking the map for the Warriors. The Warriors up 30-12 in the dual meet score. So here we go. 113, the weight class.
With all the off-season wrestling Sawyer does, he tries to stay in good position, and those attacks are so quick. And look at this blast double that he has. He's just hold on, never let go of the leg. When you roll across your back, you want to hold on to those legs, and which he does. And look, now he's back into another scoring position. It looked like he was in danger, but Sawyer gets right back into going to score a takedown here.
Okay, we talked about 106 being the flip over from 285. No, there's no way any heavyweight ever could possibly do what Sawyer Krall just did. That made me just tense up.
Double leg, bridged across his back, finished in a high crotch. Now he rides tough on top. Look at that. He even got a quick one swipe. Sawyer stays in the top position, even though
he's got to keep that belt buckle, keep his hips glued to that mat to kind of stay out of that front headlock. So they'll go out of bounds. So 47 seconds left here in the first period. Crawl up 2-0. I guess something to note, we talk about it all the time, you know, siblings and sibling rivalries and family and stuff. You want to talk about family in sports? Just look at Wapsie Valley. You got Brian Crawl, the head coach, took over for Danny Adams a few years ago. His son Caleb Crawl, an assistant coach. His middle son Easton Crawl, a ranked wrestler at 150, and then his youngest son Sawyer Crawl, who's currently wrestling at 113. So it just family runs through, I guess.
You bet. Gotta love family traditions and the family aspect in the Wapsie Valley community. Sawyer's doing a good job controlling and putting all his weights on the hips, not on the upper back, because he could get flipped around. So he just stays all his weight honed in on the other gentleman's hips. So that's why we're not seeing a whole lot of stand-ups or escapes from the bottom guy, because Sawyer's putting all the effort in that lower body.
So that will end the first period. We'll move on to the second. Score 2-0. It will be Urban's choice. He's going to defer. Crawl will take the bottom position. Now, something to know, Urban's got a little bit of the height advantage. He's got those long legs, long arms. I expect to see some cradles.
Or legging, too. You see a lot of that when you stick double legs
Oh, yeah.
in.
It's that, annoys me to no end. Crawl with a switch right away.
Yeah, putting two moves together. Now he's up to his feet.
Now he's got double overs. And they're going to clear, so Crawl will get the escape.
That was great quick work. You know, putting two moves together. The switch didn't work, so he got to his feet, stuck his hips out, broke the grip, saw a bear hug coming, and really, you know, created separation between the chests.
Shot from Crawl. Urban sprawls into a front headlock. He looks for a head pinch.
Oh.
And he's got it into a cow catcher. But Crawl doing a great job. Hips glued to that mat. And he's going to be able to fight his way out of it for two.
He does a great job just staying in good position, you know. You saw a great cement mixer, a head pinch there, but Sawyer knew, hey, I got to get back to all fours. I got to turn my hips down, and that's what he did, and his head came with it. So,
see there, just a head pinch from Urban, and then Crawl able to kind of glue his belt buckle there straight to the mat, being able to finish off for two. So now 5-0 the score. Tries for a mat return into a sort of Granby roll, we'll call it. But Crawl able to just follow behind.
Oh, and he does an elbow pinch fat man roll with a hip heist.
And now he's got it. He's got Crawl on his back in a half Nelson.
30 seconds left.
Reversal for two. Crawl's going to fight. It's going to be a tie score. And we head into the third if Crawl's able to get out of this. 20 seconds to go.
Got to get your toes to the mat, Sawyer.
Crawl fighting. Trying to keep up. He's going to turn over his hips.
10 seconds.
Trying to stay up. 5, 3.
Oh, now he's sunk it in deeper.
1, no. So.
Saved by that whistle.
3 is all he'll get. We'll be tied 5-5.
That was a great job by the AGWSR gentlemen. Keelan Urban.
So it will be Urban's choice. He's going to choose, I'd imagine he's going to choose the bottom position. Yeah, he is. So Crawl's got to work a turn and let him up, try to get a takedown. See what the idea is here. 2 minutes on the clock, third period. Here we go. Crawl in the top position.
Father and Coach Brian Carl's yelling, hey, catch your wrist, far wrist, you know. Keeping his chest down and keep your weight on the back guy's hips again. Looks like we're going to see another fat man roll. Kicks his hips over, but Sawyer is a quick learner. Oh, maybe not. The long length gets him the reversal.
He's still got both of those wrists, and now he's got it again. The same thing in the second period. See if he can finish it off. He's got a lot more time now. Looks to be. Kroll's fighting.
He's still bridging hard, but it's tighter this time in the
That
third.
wrist is blocking the shoulder blade. He's got a minute. I wonder if they'll ever call a stalemate in this position. Probably not.
No. But if there is blood, they could stop it, but. Oh, now it's in tight. The ref's in there.
And the fall. So to make it 18-30, Kroll, a great start to that match, just got caught in a little bit too much.
Yeah, I guess I'd call it an elbow pinch or a fat man roll is what I call it, because you just pretty much suck the guy's elbow in. You reach behind, grab the elbow, push your hips in so his hips break down, and then you hip heist. Or with this, with Urban's length, you know, he's able just to jump right over.
And look who returns. Stone Cold Steve Austin is back now. If you didn't hear,
I heard
you
that.
heard the shatter. Yeah, you guys probably can't hear it, but Blake played the shatter glass. You know, good old Stone Cold from WWF. But no Stone Cold. Sorry. But 2 forfeits will push the lead as we will head to 132 pounds, I believe. Yeah, 132 pounds. It'll be Reese Hagenau for the Warriors. Taking on Jadrick, hopefully I said that right, Bowles of AGWSR. Got to mark it down on my sheet.
Ooh, in with a quick shot, Reese's. He's got those long arms, but he can't belly out here. He's got a knee slide up. Keep a tight core. He still holds on to that elbow, so he's actually exchanging from a high crouch now to maybe a fireman's dump, outside fireman's dump. Cougars do a nice sprawl here. This Jadrick Bowles, really nice hips sprawling there, so go back to staying neutral.
They'll clear. And another high crotch. Looks to maybe he's going for that single. He's got to step inside and finish taking off for 2.
You know, even with this duel locked up, I would still like to see us finish strong here, you know, with Reese Hagenau and then going into 138, 144 with some of our younger classmen. So Reese is doing a good job peeling those elbows, but you got to build a base at the same time.
Bowles doing a good job here in this top position.
He looks for his own fat man roll or elbow pinch here and does throw the Cougars' hips down.
He's trying to step over, but Bowles kind of locked in.
Yeah, he's got his knees pinched.
Yeah. Not allowing Reese to get his hips over.
Reese able to get a switch. Needs to hip heist, get his wrist free. Wow, what a scramble here.
15 seconds to go left in the first.
He's going to hold on to his wrist. Nope, Reese is able to get back into all fours. But Bowles is able to break him right back down to his belly. So able to control the entire first.
So the end of the first, our score 2-0. So Hagenau defers. Bowles will choose the neutral position, looking to get some more points.
Reese takes a little too far of away his shot, so he has to readjust. Got to get a little closer, open up the guy's arms, find an angle.
So for the Cougars to tie this duel, they need 4 straight pinfall victories. Now that's gonna be hard considering the fact that they still have to face Easton Craw and Caden Dana, as well as I believe I'm trying to look at who we have coming up here. So it will be Creighton Zimmerman, Caden Dana, and Easton Krall to finish off this duel. So I imagine Easton Krall's going to be able to hold his own there. But even with Dana and Zimmerman, they're two very fine-tuned wrestlers.
And when it does come down to a tie, obviously it comes down to misconduct points or unsportsmanlike points, which we haven't seen that tonight, and we probably won't. And then it would come down to obviously forfeits, and that would be the determining tying factor.
Isn't it falls before forfeits, or is it forfeits before falls?
I believe it is forfeits before falls.
So in that case, the Warriors would win off of forfeits. The Warriors don't have an open weight whatsoever, and the Cougars have, I believe, 4. So you're looking at it, duel's out of reach. Now, just get some mat time in for guys and, figure out what you want to do going forward.
Yeah, finishing strong here. I'd like to see a little bit more action from Maurice. He's got good head position here. And look at that, he's in on a deep shot. Can he finish the shot? Need to really keep your hips tight, keep your core tight, finish forward. Finish forward with your hips on top, but they roll out of bounds. And Coach Krall's yelling, hey, pick it up. Pick up the leg when you take those shots, but also pick up the effort and the pace here, because
just got to be like Miller. Just throw him 10 feet in the air and slam him down.
Got to be a bulldog.
Just be a bulldog, you know. Geez, sorry for the voice crack.
Well, I was eating some popcorn, too, at the same time, so you're all good.
Nice.
Oh, that looked like an ankle pick.
Yeah, but he didn't pick it up with his hand. He picked it with his heel.
Yeah, just tripped him.
He's going to get 2 more back points, make it 8-1.
Yeah, this is where Jadrick Bowles is going to extend his lead and look for bonus points. So
hanging out, works up to his feet. Bowles grabs that right ankle there. Now working for a turn. He's got the crossface. He's got the inside leg hooks. Man, they're going to give him 2. Those some quick swipes.
I agree with that. Quick swipes. So Reese's decision.
I'm really surprised with that because he had him on his back for probably a second, 2 if that. And he got the swipes.
If I was Reese Hagenau's older brother, Tice Hagenau, I'd be trying to telepathic listen to him and see what older brother advice. I say that because Tice just texted me. I see him watching, so I have to give a shout out to my neighbor, Tice Hagenau. Reese looking tough on top right now.
Minute 30 left here in this match. Hanging out, working in that top position. At this point, it's kind of just fall or nothing here. Good play on all or nothing, you know, the puns, you know.
No, that's all right, yeah. Reese is lifting him strong, but
still got that leg, so just trying to hold on. He's looking for like a cross-face cradle. Now he's got it too. Now I believe it looks like he almost has a cradle locked up. And he does, so he's going to try to sit back.
Reese really needs to attack that grip, break the grip, attack that top hand and get it over your head. Oh, ref's going to blow the whistle. Oh, due to blood, okay.
So hanging out with some blood time there, and moving on to this next duel, which will be Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center in AGWSR. What are you looking forward to in that one?
That's going to be an interesting matchup. You know, AP has a lot of kids. They have depth, and so that's going to be interesting to see who they throw out and who they strategize. AP's had quite a few matches already starting the season. I mean, you see guys with records probably with already 15 matches. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play out, you know, and what the conditioning's like and what the health is of everyone again. There's a lot of variables and considerations, but yeah, I'm excited to see these two teams. I haven't personally seen them both compete, but
Yeah, we talk about it, and I know you're a big wrestling guy. I'm a big wrestling guy, and we talk about wrestling a lot, but we don't really follow many teams outside of our own. So we obviously know what's going on with Wapsie Valley, but not really what's going on around with kind of everybody else. So we will get back to some action here. 30 seconds left here in this match. Score 12-1. Gotta fix my scoreboard here. There you go. 12-1. So we will have 3 matches after this one. Bulls is going to rack up a major decision victory pending no fall, or if he racks up 4 points in the span of 15 seconds. But,
Reese is starting to work up here. But he's riding like a backpack. Bowles is here. He's got but it looks like almost a full Nelson. No, he looks like, sorry, this big scramble. I don't know what to say.
Nice, Reese turns into him. Give him the one for the escape. Just a cherry on top of the sundae, I guess. But, hey, Bowles gets the 12-2 victory. It'll be a major decision victory as we will head to 138 pounds. So it'll be Creighton Zimmerman for the Warriors. So we'll mark down results here. Like I said, we usually have...
Hey, Zach, before we go into the next one, again, thank you to referee Ryan Frost. He just mentioned in the chat, if you guys ever have any questions, always put it in the chat for us to look. But when it does come down to a tie duel, Mr. Frost says that obviously a coach misconduct or an unsportsmanlike will determine a tie duel. But then again, when it comes to not one of those circumstances or those criteria, it would go down to most number of wins and then forfeits. So that's an interesting point. And of course, if you've ever seen the rule book, there's probably 11 to 12 tiebreakers. There's so many different tie situations. So,
and that's why we rarely go to criteria. Usually, if you know me, if you've listened to some of the duels I've broadcasted over the last few years, usually when I think there's criteria, there's usually another match. So, throw back to the Lisbon duel to go to the state duel tournament. Tied like 33-33, I think, and I thought I was already wondering about how criteria was going to work and if it would go our way, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh shoot, we have one more match. So Kleikman gets an early takedown, by the way.
Oh, Creighton gets a quick reversal on the edge here with him on his back. Oh, but they go out of bounds.
Whoa.
Which I don't know if that was quite out of bounds, but we are able to get the reversal.
Zimmerman had both his knees and his feet in bounds. Plus, I think Kleikman had both of his arms in bounds as well. So, but nonetheless, and I'm surprised they didn't give him 2 near fall.
That was interesting.
Yeah, but
we are able to keep him down, keep going after going out of bounds. Creighton's riding tough, but yep, keeps wrestling. Out of bounds.
By the way, we'll give a quick thank you, a quick shout out to Ryan Frost. He's been we'll just call him our rules analyst at this point. You ever watch the NFL on Sundays? They always bring in the rules analyst for some weird replay. We'll just have a at-home GoPro shot of Ryan. Just bring him in when we have questions about some rules.
Yes, that'd be awesome. Creighton's riding tough here. Protecting the guy's hip, staying behind the arms, returning him, showing extra effort when you're in a tight situation. Oh, and I give all that commentating. I gave him the curse. Now gave him an escape.
Way to go, Wyatt. Jeez.
My bad.
Don't worry, I do it a lot too, so.
NFL Sunday when they say, hasn't missed a field goal on 15 tries.
And then doinks one off the left pole. And everybody's like, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
Every fan ever is like, what the word? Why would you say that? This is not cool, man.
So Creighton chooses down to start the second.
How silent this gym got in the span of like
did.
5 seconds. I call it the Carver effect. If you ever been to a duel at Carver Hawkeye Arena, usually it's all loud, it's all energetic. Then the first whistle hits and you could hear a pin drop.
Yes.
So now Kleichman's got a cradle.
It's tight. He's got his head in the side. He just needs to walk it over. Ton of time left, obviously, in the seconds as we just started.
Zimmerman doing a great job of fighting this. He's trying to work the grip. Now he's gotten out of it.
Wow.
And Zimmerman's going to get an escape, tied up 3-3.
Wait for the sticky situation. All of a sudden, just back on your feet.
Now Zimmerman
quick
gets
takedown.
A takedown. 5-3 the score. And now Zimmerman almost got Kleichman worked over. He's got a half Nelson in there. A half Nelson, it's one of the simpler moves in wrestling, but it is one of the most effective.
Look at this.
And now Zimmerman's got a turn, but Kleichman doing a great job. Now Zimmerman works it back, and Kleichman's flat!
Wow.
Wow.
With a span of 30 seconds, Creighton was on his back, or was close to getting turned in a nearsighted cradle, to all of a sudden just digging in a deep half and getting the pin. That's championship effort right there. Great job by Creighton.
So we'll look at it in replay before we head to 144. You just look at Zimmerman here. He's just Kleichman almost worked his way out of it, but Zimmerman able to quick finish it off. So we're going to head to 144 pounds, where it will be Caden Dana. And let me get a look at my lineup sheet.
Kale Dodd, I believe.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, yes, Kale Dodd. Caden Dana's got a deep underhook. Wasn't able to execute as he was hip to hip and was looking to drop down to a leg, but Kale Dodd was able to square up. Now they created space, and here we are, still neutral.
So this is match 13 of 14.
Caden does a good job keeping the hands in the face, trying to make sure it's legal, but able to get a quick takedown.
Dana, a very high-paced, fast wrestler, but something to note of when he gets to those later points of the match, the fatigue really starts to set in. As we talked about in the Denver duel, every wrestler has a different gas tank. Some are gas guzzlers, some can go for many, many minutes.
Yeah. Every person has that unique quality to them. Oh, it looks like AGWSR is going to reach back towards the head when he's got a leg, and probably not the smartest move. And Caden's able to hold on tight. He's still got an ankle.
Wow. Well, that's something. That is not, no. Okay.
Ref called him for stalling, probably for the shove out of bounds, as they had a high single.
Guess that's how that works.
Caden's going to dig in a tight
ask,
here. And then
do you agree with that?
I probably would, because you probably could have pulled him back in, but it's up to a ref's discretion most likely. But Caden's already got the guy on his back.
Yeah,
wow.
we're sitting here talking about a stall call. Dana's working a pin. He's got him.
I would sit back just a little bit, scoop the head, go more chest to chest so it sinks in a little tighter. There he goes. Now he flips his hips over. Now he gets the pin.
There you go. So Dana will finish him off, get the fall. We're going to head to 150.
Has every match gone for a fall? I think every match has gone with a pin or a forfeit.
All but one. Bull's got a major decision.
Yes, okay.
Over Hagenau. Jeez Louise. Well, it's been a lot of falls, a lot of forfeits.
First, Caden Abbas. I'm guessing this is coach's relation.
Yeah.
Mr. Abbas. Mr. Abbas is actually an egg teacher for AGWSR.
Also, Abbas.
And they're going to forfeit.
Oh, he must not be here. So that's going to do it for us tonight. I guess I was just about to say, Caden Abbas ranked 8th in Class 1A. But that will do it for us tonight. I'm going to figure this out here. So that will do it for us tonight. The Warriors pick up a big win, 60-22, over the Cougars, and we are going to head to our second duel of the night. Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center will be taking on AGWSR. Wyatt, what are your thoughts on this duel wrapping up?
Man, it was an exciting, quick duel. First thing I got to say is I really thought Hayden Ryard with that heavyweight win was fantastic to see. Caden Belinsky, again, going to the small weights, was just getting the job done. People like Caden Belinsky, Kanan Decker, just seeing those like leadership, quick bully matches. I guess I could call them bully matches in an inappropriate way, but just getting the job done, and that was really cool to see. Now I would like to see some of the younger weights, give a little bit more, like Reese Hagenau, but that comes with just experience, and we're going to see more of Reese in the future. So, yeah, it was a good, exciting, quick duel. I would like to see more falls come our way and less falls go their way, but still a great duel.
So the Warriors pick up a big win, 60-22, and something to note, the reason why we'll have a little bit of a break here, it's actually Iowa rule that I think it's between the first match of the first duel and the first match of the second duel. They have to be at least 30 minutes apart.
Yes, yep.
So that's why we're going to have a little bit of a break here before we start up our second duel of the night. Now, I'm going to be completely apparent with you guys. I am not going to be able to keep up with this. I got to put in weights. I got to put in wrestlers. I got to put in all this. I will leave the camera up and rolling. I will periodically maybe commentate a match. You're going to be here for a little while, so I'll let you have full reins with it. But I will be taking care of my duties, trying to fill in weights and stuff. You can do what you want to do.
Okay.
I don't think I'll have the scoreboard up now that I'm thinking about it, because I gotta put in wrestlers and put in weights for our third and final duel of the night, Wapsie Valley and Aplington-Parkersburg. So we will periodically, I'll periodically chime in and give a little bit of a talk or a chat here and there. But for the most part, I'm gonna be head down in the computer trying to figure stuff out. So we're gonna take a quick break. We will get started with our second duel of the night. Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center and AGWSR right after this on the Warrior Watch, the Wapsie Valley Sports Network. Alrighty, welcome back. We are here set to go for duel number 2 of the night. It'll be between Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center and AGWSR. So, Wyatt, I'll let you have the reins.
Am I all sweaty? I feel like I'm sweating up here.
It is hot in this gym.
There was a couple matches that I got my heart racing there with some Hayden tossing a guy on his back, and then Creighton Zimmerman also had a great toss, and love to see action. So if you haven't heard that, Blake Brewer said that we're going to have 2 JV matches to start the AP versus APGC versus AGWSR.
Alphabet soup, how about it?
Yeah, glad BCLUW isn't here.
Oh my gosh. Imagine this. We had a triangular duel between Wapsie Valley, BCLUW, AGWSR, and APGC.
Imagine if MFL Marmac was there too.
Or ACGC, or like
yeah.
some of just complete alphabet soup, you know?
Yeah, a couple 106-pound freshmen. 113, I believe, actually, but smaller wrestlers, they're hard to come by sometimes in these smaller schools, so it's great to see 2 JV wrestlers come out and compete at this weight. The sport of wrestling is always evolving, and I can remember when I was in youth, obviously kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade even, you would see wrestlers, shorts, t-shirt, no shoes. I remember one time I wrestled a match, and I was in blue jeans. And
what?
I'm in, like, it's the local youth tournament in our hometown of Charles City, Iowa, and I wrestled in blue jeans, and I lost, and
I can about imagine, huh?
Can you imagine me?
You wrestle in blue jeans.
And they probably smelled from me working in the pig building the night before.
Jeez Louise.
So, but like I'm going back to the grand scheme of my story is that the sport is evolving. You're seeing more and more inexperienced wrestlers, even in the youth or even here at the JV level, know more basic moves and be able to hop on the train of skill a lot faster. Coaches are starting to learn quicker on how to control the blend from highly experienced to highly inexperienced wrestlers. And so the sport, I'm just glad where the sport is and where it's going. I'm glad to be a part of it. And so yeah, and then female girls wrestling is taking off and exploding as well. So it's not just a guys or a male sport anymore. I'm glad that we have girls wrestling across the state of Iowa now. That's an association program.
Yeah, like you got girls state wrestling that went to just being like an add-on to the boys state wrestling. Now they have their own tournament in their own arena.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
They wrestle in the Extreme Arena in Coralville, while the boys wrestle in Wells Fargo still down in Des Moines. But look, the pinnacle of wrestling in the state of Iowa is Wells Fargo Arena.
Yes.
The state tournament. I remember, little kid watching the TV programs on Iowa Public Television, and watching, Donnie Schmidt and Caleb Crawl wrestling back in 2016, 2017, 2018. When Donnie won 2, Caleb won 1, and now you see Caleb over there coaching, and Donnie is wrestling up in Upper Iowa. And it's shocking to kind of see how far the sport has come in the years that we've had it. So many new rules, different rules, not just for high school wrestling at the high school level, but also at the collegiate level. Collegiate level. Jeez Louise. I don't think I could have ever imagined a takedown being worth 3 points.
They're just trying to find ways to evolve the sport, and but there's another aspect of the sport that I kind of I'm an old/young guy, Zach. I'm kind of the in-betweener in between, the adults of the students, the parents of the students, and your age. I'm kind of the in-between. But what I'm getting at is that the technology aspect is huge. I don't remember track wrestling being a thing until probably about my sophomore year of high school, which is probably about 2012, 2013. It wasn't an aspect of the sport, and now here it is. There's stats, there's video, there's free uploads. I think it was my senior year of high school we had Huddle. Huddle was the only avenue to get recorded video and to study competition or to study your own mistakes. And that now here we have unlimited access. So the sport's really developed on a technical or technology aspect, which is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can watch wrestling moves on TikTok and Instagram all day long and learn technique just while you're just laying in bed.
Yeah. As we have this little, break in between Wapsie's duels tonight, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Legacy Roofing of Iowa, Oran Mutual Telephone Company, Reedland Telephone Cooperative, Little Wapsie Communications, Prime Capital Investment Advisors, obviously everybody here at Wapsie Valley working tonight. You got Danny Adams and Barney Wiersma, along with Blake Boer up at the head table. You got us up here tonight. I believe Johnny Kleitch will be joining me soon for the third duel tonight. As like we said earlier, you gotta get out of here.
I got my family Christmas party. Well, it starts the 5-6 day stretch of jumping between families and friends and relatives. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone like the week of Christmas, so I have no idea where I'm going yet, but I just know I'm gonna be gone.
Oh, still traveling.
Yeah,
traveling's coming. So.
Oh yeah.
No, I probably should give some thank yous too. We had a middle school 7th and 8th grade meet here with over 8 teams on Monday night, and it wouldn't have worked without all the help that we had there.
Was that your last duel of the year?
It was our last one of the year. Yep. So middle school is officially done. We're split season, so now it will be boys basketball.
So you're done for the year.
I am done for the year, but there's still wrestling to be had. There's still weekend tournaments, so I plan to host some open mats and do some drilling and some individual training, with whoever wants to do more of the sport. So I'm excited to still, I'll still be around here, Wapsie. So, but yeah, no, thank you to everyone who helped. I know Brett Bergman, Danny, Amber Decker helped, and her daughter Espen Decker, and then we had Kalia Belinsky, who are our managers. They helped run the head table. Johnny Kleitch helped. Just a lot of people that stepped up and helped run a great middle school meet on Monday. So there's my small rant. Oh, and then we had two of our home refs, So we had Ryan Frost helped ref, and then Ethan Kleitch helped ref as well. And that big thanks to those guys because they stuck around all day. So it was about 3.5 hours worth of 130 matches.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be a long night. It's 7, and I know, like, basketball takes forever. I was here till probably 10, 11 o'clock when Wapsie took on GR Ladbroke Rhinebeck the other night. But wrestling is just as long, if not even, like, it's more tiring for me to broadcast. And I know I am not that tired compared to the people that are actually competing, but boy, is it, sometimes you just got long days. I was here at 3:30. I'll be here until probably 9, 10 o'clock tonight. So. Are
you done broadcasting until after Christmas break? Or is there any more Wapsie sporting events coming up?
Well, I believe we are done for the year after tonight.
Wapsie will be competing, the wrestling team will be competing, I believe it's at Dyke, New Hartford on January 6th. You can find that on Wapsie Valley
4th.
Athletic. The 4th, excuse me. They'll be competing on the 4th.
Yep.
At Dyke, New Hartford, correct?
Yes, at Dyke, New Hartford. Taking on Dyke, New Hartford, and Hudson. I believe we might go there. Still up for debate.
Okay.
Don't know yet.
And their brand new multi-million-dollar gym and gymnasium and school.
No, I want to go there because I want to see. something that I always look forward to when we go to these new schools is the booths that we get to see. Union had a nice one.
Yeah.
Hudson has a nice one as well. Unfortunately, we weren't able to use it. They had their own guys doing it that night, so we were forced to sit mat side down with a fold-out table at the corner of a mat. We could barely get the camera over to the other mat to get some action in, but now we've upgraded. We've got better mics. We've got better equipment. We have a brand new computer. We're getting better. We're getting more and more. Stuff has grown since I've gotten here, so it's always nice. Always nice to have new toys.
Yeah. This is our second JV match here between Aplington-Parkersburg and AGWSR.
So yeah, I mean, when we go on the road, when we went to Union, we were out after the second duel. We didn't do the third duel, mainly because of the fact that we really did not want to stick around that long. We still had a drive home to get to, and all that. And now, I guess the bright side of this is one, I don't live that far from here because we're at home, but two, it's like we don't have to travel so far. You go to places like Dyke, Union. We were thinking about going all the way up to Fayette to do the Upper Iowa Shootout for basketball. We went to West Delaware, not West Delaware, maybe it was West Delaware, to do basketball last year against the Northland. Take these hour, 2 long drives. You get done, you're just like, I want to go home.
Well, the community and everyone thanks you, Zach, for all you do, free of charge on your own dime, and you're a rock star doing this, because not very many other communities have a student engaged and as professional as you. Seriously, you're kind of a diamond in the rough to be able to do these broadcasting and have the voice you have. So props to you, stud.
It's fun to do it. I guess the perk of it is I've racked up my 50 hours of silver cord.
Can you start collecting for next semester or next year? No?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not. If I could, I would have racked up 200 hours in like a year. So fortunately, I cannot do that. So
are you thinking about a career doing this someday?
Oh yeah.
Great.
For sure.
Absolutely. You'd be great at it.
It's always been on my radar.
Listen to like Q92.3. This is Zach Bavers.
Yeah.
Tune into the new song.
Hopefully bigger than that.
Or what if you did the egg markets, farm markets? That would be great.
That'd be cool.
You'd be fantastic. Corn up and nickel and a half.
I believe we might have, this will be our first match of the varsity portion of this duel. So we will have 14 matches to go starting right now. So I guess if anyone is, I imagine most people know this by now. Shocking to know I didn't know this for a little while. Whenever you switch duels, so we started at 157 pounds last duel between Wapsie Valley and AGWSR. Now we start at 165 pounds. Each duel you go up one weight. And actually, I want to give a shout out to head coach Wapsie Valley Wrestling, Brian Kroll. Earlier today, I was here for weigh-ins and stuff like that. So Iowa rule is that the start weight has to be determined by random. So he had an interesting idea. He put all the weights on a spin the wheel, like a physical wheel spin.
Oh.
So he has an opposing coach come up, spin the wheel, and whatever the wheel lands on is the starting weight for the duels. It's completely random.
Like a carnival game.
Yeah. You're going to pay for entry. No. But, yeah, the wheel landed on 157, and that's where we started. So, interesting. But, I mean, it's when you get to the collegiate level, I believe it's both coaches can agree on starting at 125 pounds. Otherwise, it is left up to random. So, because when you get to that collegiate level, you have, obviously, you want to end on probably your best guy.
Yes.
Like when the Hawks had Spencer Lee, you probably want to start at 133 pounds most of the time.
Yeah, or 125 to. Oh, what you're talking
Yeah.
with the Hawkeyes? Yes, yeah, correct.
We don't talk about Iowa State. They're not good enough to be
boy.
brought up. No.
We should just do our own broadcasting of just a debate between the Hawkeyes
Oh
and the
my
Cyclones.
gosh. You talk about political. Oh wow.
Wow.
That would be a fireworks
AP's
show.
going to be looking to put points on the board here for their team already. Oh, and AGWSR is able to roll across the back. I believe this is Clayton Freed, who's a junior for AP.
Interesting to see that the number 6th ranked wrestler in Class 2A, Clay Sack, is not here tonight, not wrestling. It's like last year, if you remember back to that quad that we had last year, we had Cody Fox, who was like the number 2 or 3 ranked guy, I believe, in Class 1A, not wrestle there. Is I believe we're going to have to time out for to be something medical related. Talk about guys who wrestle. You obviously have those injury times that happen, stuff like that. We saw it in Denver with Cody Koepke. Now we're seeing it here. I know.
Maybe got the wind knocked out of him here.
Yeah,
but
he's got a.
I saw the inhaler, but.
Yeah, you're thinking maybe asthma, something like that. Wrestlers, I know. If you want to talk about Wapsie guys, Caleb Hogan. I remember I used to travel with him a lot for wrestling back when we were younger. That was a big thing. Younger kids, you get asthma and stuff like that. And
yeah,
I think it's more common with younger kids than it is with high schoolers, but it still happens, So we'll get back to action here. Start of the second period. Oh. What do you know?
but the,
JV match.
but they did mention that this
I
is
kind of thought
they only
that.
had 2 JV
yeah,
matches.
I would say
so.
they said they only had 2. And I'm honestly wondering the same thing because I know that certain guys look certain weights. You could have told me this was like 150 or 165, and I would have been completely okay with that.
That's all right. I guess AGWSR does have. They are open at 165. So my investigation there, I should have looked at. I should have looked at their open weight.
Should have been smarter and looked at the lineup stuff. It's our bad.
You're all fine.
So I guess on that note, the Falcons are going to start with a 12-point lead right away in the duel. Getting back to it, so I believe that'll be all for the JV matches. I don't know if we're going to have any more. If you didn't know, I might pull up a little face cam shot of this to show you the lineups here. We're going to work on this here. So, here we go. I think we got it figured out. All right, here we go. So, we're going to, you can see right here, here's my lineup sheet that I have printed out. 106 is at the top over here. This lineup goes about as long to the bottom of my page. It is about a mile and a half long. If you look at Wapsie's lineup over here, it goes to about there. AGWSR's goes to about here. Aplington-Parkersburg goes all the way down to about there.
Yeah, they got about 2 or 3 guys at every weight.
So, yeah, by the way, there you go. So, we're going to get back to some wrestling here. But, yeah, Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center walked in with about, I'm going to count this up because this has to be a lot of kids.
So now we're going to officially get started here. Obviously, 165, AGWSR had a forfeit. AP then gets another forfeit at 175, and then we're going to move into 190.
Final count, Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center has 43 wrestlers.
That's fantastic.
Great turnouts. If you all got it that way. So we're going to move up all the way to 190. Mason Kopp, who's listed at 215. Listed as the starter at 215, but is wrestling 190 pounds tonight. So I know I don't have a score bug up there for you guys, but the current score of the duel is 12-0 in favor of Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center.
Gets a quick takedown and tried to return, so the ref's not going to ding him for stalling right away, and looks like AGWSR is going to go back down underneath with 1:30 left in the first.
Yeah, speaking of Wapsie Valley Schools finished up their schooling for the year yesterday, so I had the day off today. I was at home all day today, but still had to show up to school. No, I mean, obviously you didn't have to show up for school, but even just being here.
Yeah, I think that extra sleep though does help. It's a factor of, more sleep strengthens your health, and I bet a lot of these schools were out today, so
yeah,
plays a factor into wrestling.
I know this isn't related to our duel tonight, but Janesville was actually out for like the last week of school. They've had major issues with
I did hear that.
People being sick, kids being sick. 2/3 of their school, I believe, was out sick. So they hadn't had school for the last few days. So they got an early Christmas break.
We had influenza A in our family, so, aunt and uncles and mom and dad caught the influenza A, unfortunately. But so Christmas break, glad we're all healthy to get together.
Yeah.
Working in a deep half here from AP with 30 seconds left. Oh, but a scramble from bottom. Could turn into a reversal.
Van Lowe trying to hold on. About 15 seconds to go. Now he's got a double, but Kopp able to kind of just belly him out.
Yeah, we're seeing some unorthodox wrestling here. But both wrestlers are trying really hard, so I got to give them their effort points for tonight. Able to get two before the buzzer.
So it'll be 6-1 going into the second. An eventful first period nonetheless. Maybe I'll pull up a wrestler, do this broadcast with me for the rest of the second duel.
There you go.
Go talk to somebody over there. Maybe I'll talk to Cooper Adair.
You could do a post-game interview, so once they get done wrestling, they got to come up here and talk to you during the next match.
I might talk to Crawl before the night's out.
There you go. That'd be great to hear from some of the coaching.
Yeah. If you didn't know, I guess this.
Wow, good Granby
wow.
roll.
Wow.
A quick pin. That was nice.
That was clean. That was fantastic.
And it was quick.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, I think I got to take off.
You got to take off?
Let's stay in touch. Thank you all for listening to me ramble on, but everyone have a good Christmas. So, and you too, Zach.
All
I
right,
appreciate it.
thank you.
You bet.
Have a good night. All righty, so now you just got me. That's how this is going to roll, I guess, for the rest of the night. Maybe I'll get Johnny over here. Did you forget something? Oh, I forgot his jacket. Okay. Always forgetful. No, but so we're going to move on to 215 pounds. We're going to get ready to rock. So it'll be Colton Harkin taking on the number 2 ranked wrestler in the state, Aiden Heitland. Wow! A quick throw. Big headlock. That'll be a quick 2. I have an idea. We're going to try this. I know it's... Hang on, give me about 2 seconds here. All right, we're going to figure this out. So, there isn't going to be names on the bottom, but I can at least get a score bug for everybody. There you go. We got it figured out. So, AP leads the duel 18-0. Heitland, though, in the lead for the Cougars 4-0. Now got a stall call on Harkin. Working towards that north side of the mat. I guess that's, yeah, that is north. There you go. We'll head back to the middle. Harkin still in the bottom position. 30 seconds to go left here in the first period. I'm going to cut Johnny some slack. He's got his two boys over there, so cut him some slack. So this is how the first period is going to end. Heitland in the lead, 4-0 over Harkin of Aplington-Parkersburg, Grundy Center. So it's going to be Heitland's choice. He's going to defer. So he's going to choose the bottom position. Interesting choice. Heitland was able to kind of just ride him out in that first period. So here we go, start of the second period. Heitland now looking for a butcher. He's got to walk around. Just walk around the head. This could be quick, but a nice job from Harkin to be able to just quick roll right over to his stomach to avoid danger there being put on his back. Something that I do like with wrestlers is that, you know, I was always a wrestler to look towards his coach when you had a decision, as we're going to get a potentially dangerous. Oh, sorry, I take that back. He's grabbing at the headgear. So it'll be 1 point for Harkin. Penalty point. Can't just grab the headgear up there. So I guess back to what I was saying. I always like to look at the coach before you make your decision. You gotta trust your coaches that they know what's best for what you need and what they think you can do as a wrestler. As they say, you're your biggest critic, so if you think you aren't good in a certain position, your coach probably thinks something different. So now Heitland trying to work a half Nelson. Instead he'll grab that inside wrist. Heitland just in full control of this duel so far. So now we have a stall call on Harkin. Look at this. Johnny Kleitch is on his way over. So now Heitland going to get called for a stall call. Just got to be more active in that top position. Now Heitland working a turn. That is how the second period will end. So the score 5-1 as we head to the third. So Heitland going to take that bottom position to start the third. He's got a solid base. Now he's just got to work up to his feet. Now he's going to go for a sit-out. Grabs the inside leg. He's going to turn right into Harkin. Harkin doing a nice job. He's got a cow catcher. This could be dangerous. They'll go out of bounds. Harkin had a top-ranked wrestler in big danger there, but just couldn't capitalize on the cow catcher. Or whip over, I don't care. Harkin in the top position. Still working, about 1:30 left to go here in the third. Heitland trying to reach back. Welcome. Got her figured out.
We're here.
Score 6-1. About a minute left here in the third. Neutral position. Heitland and Harkin going back and forth. 45 seconds to go. They're going to nail Harkin for stalling. This will be a point for Heitland. Make the score 7-1. Now he's just going to try to push Harkin right out of bounds. They'll throw him back towards the center. They're going to nail him again, so that'll be 2 points now for Heitland. Or sorry, just 1. Okay, so it looks like we had the score figured out. A little bit of some confusion there. Johnny, how are you?
Good. How are you, Zach?
I'm doing great. I guess you were sitting over there watching the first duel. What'd you like from Wapsie Valley out of that first duel?
There's a lot of guys that aren't normally in the lineup stepping up into that first duel and getting some big wins there.
So 15 seconds left to go. Heitland, big takedown. That'll put him into some major decision territory. 11-1 the score. So that is how the match will end. So the Cougars get on the board a major decision victory. The number 2 ranked wrestler in the state, Aiden Heitland. We will move up to 285 pounds. So Heitland will pick up the win, and we will move on to Gage Van Lowe will be taking on the number 6 ranked wrestler in Class 2A, Trent Cakerice.
At 285 pounds for AGWSR, Trent Cakerice. And for AGWSR, Gage Van Lowe.
So here we go. Right away, early hand fighting. Cakerice in on a single. He'll pick up Van Lowe, put him down for 2.
He's not going to waste any time in this match, is he, Zach? He's going right for that half Nelson, driving him over for a quick. Looks like it could be a quick fall here.
Only 30 seconds in. And quick fall. Trent Cakerice picks up the big fall to push the Falcons ahead by 24 to 4. as we'll flip it over to 106. But yeah, you're exactly right. Just wasted zero time.
6 pounds for AGWSR, Brady Abbott.
So it'll be Brady Abbas versus Cale Edwards. Battle of two freshmen. The Falcons a commanding, firm lead on this duel.
Yeah, it's just tough for AGWSR to, go grab them points knowing that you're coming into the duel, on the roster down 4. I think they're down, maybe a guy or two extra on top of that.
Yeah, especially with all the sick cases going around with schools and stuff. You're coming into a duel down 24-0 already, so. But a quick fall, push them up to 10, so 24-10. So we will head to 113. Keelan Urban going to be taking on Jaden Wilhow.
Yeah, I don't think this is that. I don't think this is Keelan. This guy wasn't on the roster. Jariah Bowles for AGWSR.
Oh.
He had us confused that first duel. I was sitting up there by the head table and came to check in and we couldn't find him.
Not on the roster list, no, but so it will be Bowles taking on Wilhow. It's 24-10, the dual score. Bowles in on a quick takedown, working for a quick fall. Puts Wilhow right to his back. Wilhow able to work out of it. So a quick 5-point swing for the Cougars. They get 5-0.
It took Bowles a little bit with that first duel with Crawl to kind of get into scoring some points. So he's definitely coming out with a lot different match than he did the first time around.
We'll say the Cougars have definitely improved since that first duel with since Wapsie. They look to be a little bit cleaner. They look to be a little bit sharper out on the mat. Bowles gets another 2 near fall. He's looking for another turn.
This one looks like it might have some potential to end it. We'll see here. 20 seconds left. I was wrong. He's back down. He's back down to his belly.
So I guess you coach youth wrestling, correct? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So
I do
how's that going for you?
Good. We're getting some kids out. We'll be in Oran tomorrow night. I think there's a bunch of kids going out there tomorrow night. But we're hitting that winter break schedule, so we're going to miss a couple of practices, but we're definitely getting into the swing of things here.
So Bowles will take the neutral position. 3 points is all it takes for a technical fall. Bowles works around sweep single.
Right to his back. See if he can hold him here for this one to get the fall instead of just the tech fall. But now it's looking like he might be able to pull that fall out.
So it's either going to be 6 or 5 going up on the board for the Cougars. Wilhow doing a nice job to try to defend it. But Bowles just relenting pressure.
This is kind of like one of those defensive offsides positions, Zach. It's like you said, it's tech fall if he gets off his back, so throw everything you got at it, trying to get the pin, and that's what Bowles did.
So we're going to move up to 120 pounds, where The Falcons will receive 2 more forfeits. So it'll push the lead all the way up to 36-16, where we will hit 132 pounds, where it will be Jadrick Bowles taking on Matthew Lukin. I've had a pretty good job with these names, but towards the middleweights, you know, there's one name that always gets you that you can never do it.
Looks like they're going to go with forfeit 26. That was a forfeit in the first duel too. 26 was, or 32. No, that was still 26 that they just sent out there. So now we're rolling at 132.
So I was correct, Lukin. So it'll be Bowles versus Lukin here at 132 pounds. So like I said, I don't know if you saw how long that APGC lineup is.
Yeah,
it is a mile long.
I've been interested to see, you know, I kind of wish they had the designation of if they're from Grundy or from AP on there. Grundy Center's got to be getting close to getting their team
roster,
back. You know,
yeah.
I don't know, like I said, and surprisingly, there's only 5 or 6 seniors on that entire roster. So whether the switch comes after this season or they stay the same, they're going to be loaded again next year.
Yeah, and I know, I guess something to note of is Aplington-Parkersburg has always had good numbers when it comes to wrestling. They have a very deep history in the sport of wrestling. But now they teamed up with Grundy Center, and I mean they have even more numbers, even more kids going out for wrestling. So it's good to see, knowing that, you know, maybe next year these two schools will go back on their own, and maybe Grundy Center can finally get a good historic wrestling program going.
Yeah, I know, you know, it all started, from what I remember, kind of you know, neighbor helping a neighbor out. They didn't want to see the program, you know, disappear, because if they didn't have the numbers and nobody took them on, it'd be really hard to bring a program back after that. So kudos to AP for doing that. You know, like you say, they're a pretty rich history school in general, and to, you know, let a neighboring town come in, put their name on their singlet, and keep that program alive was a great thing to do.
So it'll be Kleichman versus Miller. So about 1:30 left here in the first. Some early hand fighting. Now a high crotch shot. Kleichman playing some good defense. Miller gets a single. On the edge of the mat, he's going to get the 2, as they will go out of bounds. And this is where Miller is very, very comfortable in this top position. He likes to work that tilt. Likes to look for a lot of arm bars and half Nelsons. He likes to always be looking for turns, looking for points. He's going to reach out for that right far wrist.
Yeah, at this point, he just needs to keep that bar up nice and tight like he did. You know, that far shoulder, far arm, half, whatever comes with it will come if you keep that bar tight. He just couldn't put everything together there, but still gets a 3-point near fall out of it.
So 5-0 the score. 25 seconds left to go here in the first. So we will go out of bounds and come back to the middle. So 20 seconds to go. So they're going to hit Miller for a stall call there as they'll go out of bounds.
that stall call right there, coming to your feet's tough sometimes, but I'm a fan of it. Let's get the guys working. Don't give them an opportunity just to hang out there. Get the match going, keep it working. That back guy's got to work just as hard as the front guy, in my opinion, anyways.
Yeah, and something to even in that top position, we see a lot more bottom position stall calls more than we do top position stall calls. So I mean, it's something to kind of keep that top guy honest and keep him working.
Yeah.
So back in the neutral position to start the second. Miller in on double leg. He will get the 2, make it 7-0. Now 2 points away from a major decision.
Yeah, I don't know if AGWSR at that point really, he kind of went for broke on that takedown. I think he would have been a lot better off just taking it, bellying out when you go to the mat and working from there. They had a lot of wrestling yet to do, but
yeah, it's going up to 144. So it will be Cale Dodd taking on Justin Canuck, sorry.
quick action there by AP, GC.
So Canuck, quick takedown. Right to his back, and he's going to get a quick fall.
Looking back right now, Zach, I think that heavyweight match with this duo might have been AGWSR's only match.
2:15, yeah.
That went the distance of 6 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there was in that first duel, was there? There might have been.
The first duel between Wapsie and AGWSR there was one match.
One?
I believe it was, I'll look at my score sheet here. 132.
Okay, yeah.
There was a major decision victory. So we're going to move up to 157 pounds. This will be the last match of the duel. Be Colin Willems. Wait.
Yeah, there's another Canuck in there.
Oh, yeah. This will be, Caden Abbas taking on Dylan Canuck. This is 157? Okay. I thought we were at 150, but I guess not. Because both teams have people listed at 150, so I'm kind of wondering what's going on. But anyway, last match of the duel. So a quick 2-0 in favor of Canuck. The Falcons have a chance to tie Wapsie. The final score of the first duel was 60-24. There's a chance. There's a slight chance. Just got to get a pin here. It'll be the exact same result. You just had one match that had a major decision. Everything else was either falls or forfeits.
Yep. And like you said, the AGWSR, a lot of their points came from fall, so it's not like it's not like it's a lopsided deal. Like we said, 4 or 5 open weights. It's really hard to score, but like you say, you take them 24 points off that board right now. It's 22-30 duel. So
yeah, a lot closer than what the scoreboard says it is. I mean, obviously you come in starting at a 24-point deficit. You're most likely not going to win very many duels. You see it happen with Wapsie all the time. They've had they've had that 120 slot open a little bit this year, and it's really cost them with losses to Union and Jessup.
Yeah.
Jessup to start the Euro Union just a few weeks ago. So open weights matter so much. 6 points is such a big mark in the sport of wrestling.
Yeah, there was a couple years there when we were coaching that we were struggling to fill a few weights too, and like you say, going in 18 or so down, but you just got to build a team around that. It's still doable. You just got to win a lot more matches.
Yeah. So start of the second period, our score 2-0 in favor of Canuck. Early kind of a scramble position. Both guys vying for position.
Abbas just really has to get that ankle high. Got away from it. Right there, you just need to get that ankle high. And
now Canuck, he'll work around for 2. 5-0 the score. So under a minute to go left in the second period.
Canuck just really needs to focus. Well, now he's going for cradle, but he really needs to focus on breaking those hips down, getting Abbas down flat, going to work from there. It seems like he's just spending a lot of time sitting on top, looking for something, but just not going down to those basics of getting them flattened out and going.
So under 10 seconds to go left here in the second period. Abbas trying to work a position. So that will end the second period. So we'll head to the third. Canuck up 5-0.
He's going to his feet.
Shot there. Crouch trying to pull that knee to his chest. He will. He's going to dump Canuck off for 2.
He's keeping those legs split. If he can work that knee up in there and keep that, he'd be in good position. Kind of just lost it there, but you got to be thinking now, minute and a half. What are you going to do? And I'm not really sure if that was in his game plan, but
so now Canuck working a turn. This could do it, and it is. Look at that, Johnny. Perfect tie. The Warriors and Falcons tie. 60-22 victories over the Cougars. So, and I mean, for AGWSR, you can't just leave and not think that you didn't do a great job, because they really held their own tonight. But just being down that 24 right away was just not enough for them to be able to come back from.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's those personal victories. AGWSR doesn't have a huge lineup, but they're building. There was a few years there. I feel like they seemed like they only had 6 or 10 guys in the entire room, but so as long as they can keep building that culture and get some more kids out, they can keep working their way up. And this is a tough conference to build a team in. There are no nights off in a duel when you're wrestling in this conference. So, like I said, it's tough to build a program, but they're working on it.
And AGWSR is normally a smaller school, Obviously, it's about 4 or 5 towns put together just to make a school, but you're not going to have the big numbers of, like, I mean, Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center is 2A in wrestling. Obviously, you have the big 3A schools like Southeast Polk and Waverly, but just kind of building the program over years and years will really do dividends as we get more into more years go by and you get more guys into the room.
Yeah, and that's like I said, you just got to show them those small successes along the way, and you know, get kids that aren't going to, you know, it's kind of hard to say, but you got to find guys. Wrestling's a sport. You got to find guys that are willing to lose and get better. You know, it's not a place you're going to roll into and have instant success.
So we'll have some JV matches before we head over to our third duel of the night. So like we said, the final score of this one tonight, 60-22. So we will have one more duel to go between Wapsie Valley and Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center. But Johnny, what are you looking forward to in that duel?
Yeah, I know Wapsie's a little down right now. They've got, you know, some sick guys. Just looking at their lineup, you know, there's a handful of guys that aren't even in the building tonight. You know, so you got that like you said, that six strands kind of running around. But you know, where can those upperclassmen leaders kind of pull those underclassmen guys, filling some spots in, and you know, rally around some of that. You know, your Hayden Ryard, your Caleb Hogan. You know, you got some guys bumping up to cover those weights. With Brock giving up some weight, going to 190 that first duel, I assume they're going to keep something pretty similar. You know, and then you got Caleb Hogan jumping up to 215, giving up some weight there. So, you know, where can those lower weights really rally around those guys filling those weights in up top and you know, maybe score an extra point or two to pick them up. But, you know, like you said, as even as that first duel with AGWSR was and APGC, you know, you got to think that duel is going to be pretty tight. It's going to come down to who can get the bonus points.
Yeah, and we're going to have 14 matches. We're not going to have any forfeits, nothing like that, because I believe both these lineups are full. And imagine if AP's not full, I'm shocked. They got too many wrestlers for them to have an open weight. There's no way that they have an open weight. And for Wapsie, it's the same deal. They have all 14 guys here to wrestle tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up, see how, you know, some guys in some positions that need to get some big wins, especially against some of the other guys that for APGC could pick up some decent wins over some guys tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, you know, it's always that next man in mentality. You know, smaller programs, it's not near as prevalent, but, you know, there's some of those spots to get into where you might have a really good wrestler in the starting lineup, and you might have a really good wrestler sitting behind him that just can't quite crack the lineup. You know, you look at long time ago, if anybody's listening out there remembers Dylan Peters and Wolfensberger over in Denver. You know, you had the state's #1 ranked kid sitting on the bench half the season because he wasn't winning the wrestle-offs with the other #1 ranked wrestler in the state. So, you know, like I said, some of these smaller rooms, it's not going to happen quite as much, but
I bet those wrestle-offs were absolutely electric.
Oh man, if I remember right, they definitely had somebody outside the school coming in to ref those matches because yeah, they were, I mean, state finals matches every time they wrestled off.
You just put them on Iowa Public Television for the world to see.
Yeah, it was going to be whoever won, whoever had the spot ended up winning the state championship. So. You know, so you can't go into that match either thinking, you know, if you're AP Grundy Center, you can't go into that match thinking, hey, we got a JV guy stepping in, because, you know, you just never know. You never know what's going to happen. And that's where our JV guys can come out and surprise people, you know. Let them think that. Come in there and show them where you are.
I think something that'll help is even with Ryard having to face the 6th-ranked kid in the state, he just picked up a big win in a pretty big way. I mean, that match was a little tighter than I think what the scoreboard said it was, and then, you know, he made a mistake. Van Lowe made a mistake, and Ryard made him pay.
Yeah, and it was. He kind of sat back there and let him push and let him push. And I'm sure it wasn't part of the game plan, but you know, Ryard got that stall call put in there, and that last takedown he got to kind of seal that thing up. You know, really all he did was he just kind of gave him a little head tap and moved. You know, and that's all it took for to get that takedown. So, you know, and a guy like Ryard, you got to go out there thinking that you can take down the 6th-ranked guy in the state too. There's no reason that you can't.
Alrighty, so we will be back for the final duel of the night. Wapsie Valley taking on Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Warrior Watch, the Wapsie Valley Sports Network. Alrighty, welcome back, captains. Meet in the middle. We are set to go for the third and final duel of the night. To start us off, we'll have 2 JV matches before we get rolling. So we should be set to go. I will say something to note, even with the hurt down lineup that Wapsie does have that they rolled out tonight, they've done a good job of winning the matches that they can, and this is going to be the real test for them tonight. This duel against a full lineup in Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center.
Yeah, Zach, I don't want to say I don't have time. I just don't look into a lot of the duels and everything that's going around the state as much as I probably could.
Neither do I.
But,
so.
but somebody was saying that AP kind of ran a hard duel with Don Bosco here a week or two ago, right
That's
before the
scary.
battle. You know, and you never know. Don't know the lineups. They could have been on a little bit of a down night with some illnesses and things like that too. But that just tells you that if that holds true, the AP GC team, I mean, they're coming at people and getting right after them.
Yeah, I will say, shout out to our ref. He's rocking the Santa hat. That is some style.
Helmrich would be the guy to do it.
I hope he keeps it on for the whole duel. That'd be electric. So we are ready to rock. It will be Wally Kaufman for the Warriors. We got 2 JV matches. So it will be, trying to find names here. I think Josh Ellsbury is what he said, what Blake Boer said.
Ooh, we come out there right away at the attempt at a headlock. I don't know if Wally was just that ready for it or if he just happened to be in the right place at the right time, but he kind of went to the mat. Wally came out top with a really tight half Nelson in there and getting a 13-second fall.
Quick.
Hopefully it's not the fastest of his career, but 13 seconds is going to be tough to beat.
Adam Kaufman nods in approval, claps his hands, A quick match,
That'd be one to look at. Did Adam ever have a fall faster than 13 seconds in his wrestling career at Wapsie?
You can dig through
somebody out there in YouTube land could let us know. That'd be great.
Dig through the dusty record books.
Yeah.
Back in 98, I think it was his senior year. He graduated the same year as my dad. Yeah, my dad's old. I get that. He's 43.
Yeah, Hayden Hilsenbeck coming out here. I haven't seen Hayden wrestle much. We don't get a lot of JV matches in on duels.
Hilsenbeck will get around behind for 2. It's been longer than 13 seconds. We can relax a little bit, no? Now Hilsenbeck trying to work a turn. Nice, simple half
That
Nelson.
is not going anywhere.
That was tight.
I look forward to watching Hayden wrestle here. He's a sophomore. Be interested to see where he kind of falls in that lineup as a junior, senior. If he kind of tracks like his brother or stays a little bit smaller, but
His brother Derek out of the lineup tonight. Had some illness. He's sitting over there on the bench. So I guess an interesting sight. We'll see. But we're going to start the duel now. 175 pounds. With Rock Kleitsch for the Warriors taking on Creighton Eberhardt. I hope I say that right.
And I don't know what the plan is getting to be here for Wapsie Valley, but we're not bumping guys up a weight like we did the previous duel, so. I think Brock's probably all right with that. Not giving up 15 pounds.
Yeah. I believe it's going to be Jonah Frost who's going to wrestle at that 190 slot. So quick 2 for Kleitsch.
And if can't see it there, right there to that cross-face cradle.
Is it Cannon Yeager I'm seeing, or is it Brock Kleich?
I don't know. I think he learned a thing or two from him last year because that seems to be his go-to so far for the year. Looks like Helmerich is throwing, trying to put a Santa hat on him, and Brock says, I don't want anything to do with that.
So we are going to move up to 190 pounds, where it will be Jonah Frost for the Warriors.
Without seeing weigh-in sheets, this doesn't look like it's going to be a completely outmatched in size. The AP does not look like they're that much bigger than us, but in quick and an outside single.
He'll dump Frost right on his face. Ooh, I have the wrong name up. Well, look at that. No. So it's actually Mason Kopp who's out there at 190 pounds. Interested to see if they're going to trot out at 215 then. It's be Colton Harkin, who will trot out at 215.
Frost is working his way into a reversal here. He just needs to keep getting his feet turned around and face him there, but see where we can come out of cradle position here. He's got to get on those hands, work those hands. Don't let that cradle come together. Doing a good job of staying bellied there for just a little bit. And that'll be all for Jonah at 1 minute and 13 seconds.
So the Falcons fight right back. We'll be tied 6-6, heading up to 215 pounds. Where if I can get a name pulled in, I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, look at that. Don't you love it? 215 pounds, the lights are down. This feels like Wapsie Valley Wrestling, doesn't it?
I think that might have been a Dawson Schmidt move on pulling those lights down.
Way to go.
He'd come walking away from that control panel with a pretty big grin on his face.
I'm sorry to whoever I may upset, but I cannot get this name pulled in, so it will be Caleb Hogan out there taking on Colton Harkin. So we are tied 6-6. Harkin pulls Caleb back to the middle of the mat for a 2.
You know, I'm nothing against Caleb. He's going to hold his own here, but you can definitely look in here. He's definitely outsized in this match, but you know, size doesn't always mean everything. Like I said, I think Caleb's going to do a good job, you know, keeping himself in this match and working hard, but it's going to be a tall task the way it looks.
Hogan, a 190-pound wrestler. Harkin, a natural 215, as Harkin's going to work a quick fall to push the Falcons out to a 12-6 lead as we will head to 285 pounds.
Now, can Hayden Ryherd pull out another win on his debut on the varsity lineup?
So Hayden Ryherd's got a tall task ahead of him. He's be taking on the number 6 ranked wrestler in Class 2A, Trent Cake Rice of Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center. So we are ready to go here at 285 pounds.
His last 2 weights for Wapsie, you know, Hogan and Ryherd, Hogan dabbled in wrestling when he was a little bit younger, but he, just recently came back out. Ryherd's a pretty late addition to the wrestling in general. So it's nice to see some of these guys, maybe not having the success tonight, but nice to see some of these bigger guys coming out, giving wrestling a go and keeping with it.
So a quick fall for Cake Rice. So fast I couldn't even figure out the time of it was, but it'll be Belinsky versus Edwards to flip it over to 106. This is where the Warriors need to start mounting the points back. Down 12. It's been all falls so far. 4 falls.
Just watching them after the last 2 matches, you expect Belinsky to get a fall here, but not saying that it's for sure. He's put himself in a pretty good position right away here. Quick takedown and escape. Right back into a double leg finish.
I know Dawson Schmidt's here. He must be smiling pretty big right now, seeing this good work so far from Belinsky. This was what Dawson did a lot. Just take down, let him up. Take down, let him up.
High-paced wrestling. And that's where we're at right now. We are at a 6-2 match, 50 seconds into it.
Now Belinsky looking for a cradle. He's got it locked up. Turn him over, and the fall. So the Warriors fire right back. 18-12. We'll head to 113 pounds. You're a Hawkeye fan, right?
It depends what you're talking. Growing up wasn't a big college follower, so, everybody's got like the Hawkeye wrestling program. But outside of that, I'm kind of here and there.
Okay, well, hey, it's better than being a solid Cyclone fan like Wyatt. No, I'm just kidding. But
nice, quick double leg there by Sawyer. He's looking to come back and kind of with vengeance after that last match. He gave up, and he's gonna look for his quick fall himself. He just switched right up to that half Nelson right there, and I think that's what he's looking at.
we're all working quick.
Slow that thing down. There we go. That is going to end it.
Perfectly called. 18-18. We're tied up. Heading into 120 pounds. Man, has this been a quick duel. We are 6 matches in. Almost halfway there. And it's been all falls so far as we're going to head to 120.
Apparently the key to the duel is going to be keep the falls on your side of the scoreboard.
So we Landon Frost taking on Aiden Merrill. Frost, a nice single leg, but Merrill doing a great job playing some defense. Frost right back into that single leg. He's going to dump him off for 2.
There you go. And he's going to say, Sawyer, I saw your half. I'm going to go ahead and raise my own here.
So he's got Merrill on the edge of the mat. He's got the 3 near fall, looking for 6.
He just needs to make an adjustment. I think Merrill might have just made that adjustment for him. And they go out of bounds.
So he'll get the 3, make it 5-0.
I was just talking to Helmerich in that first duel. Monday, they came out with an updated set of rules. Up until Monday, it had to be 2 supporting points and 2 knees in for a fall. And as of Monday, that is now 2 feet and 1 supporting point in for a fall on the edge of the mat. So I did not realize I did not realize how many mid-season changes that they made.
That's
I mean,
shocking.
it kind of feels like Easton goes right to the bar arm, and it seems a little weird that they do mid-season changes like that, but especially on something that can be that big of a difference maker.
So So Frost will pick up the fall. There we go. 24-18. Brody Kleitch will hit the mat for the Warriors. He will be taking on Carter Liston of Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center. Brody Kleitch had a very good Battle of the Waterloo, as well as he's been better as of late. He's been wrestling a lot cleaner matches, wrestling a lot of better matches. I believe he won the Chris Davis.
He did. He's been putting a lot of time in. He clearly has some adjustments to make, and kind of figuring things out. But, yeah, he's been doing a good job at that. His keys to success are, late season when he's wrestled all these guys once. Keeping things fresh and different at the end of the season. just with the different wrestling style that he had to adopt. You know, guys are going to pick up on some things that they can do, but clearly he still has that. He still has that role.
Steiner tilt, Spencer Lee special. It'll give him 4. Kleitsch still working on the edge of the mat here. He's going for another tilt.
He's going to rack up points on that tilt in the match if you're going to let him.
So 6-0.
Looks like we got some blood time somewhere. Hey, while we're on this blood time, I know you brought up the youth wrestling earlier. Our next home duel is Sumner-Fredericksburg.
Youth recognition night?
Well, it's going to be a youth recognition night along with, we got a hold of Sumner. They're going to bring up youth wrestlers, and we're going to try to start a little youth duel here. I don't know.
Ooh.
A little before 5. Details have not been set in place yet, but we're going to try to get a little youth action going on, you know.
Youth wrestling duels are the best.
Get some of that and, you know, kind of help fill those stands. You know, Sumner Fred's really close, so try to get a whole pile of kids in here and parents in here to stick around for that duel. But it's it's fun. You know, you get some of them kids that maybe aren't going out and hitting a lot of tournaments, but, you know, coming out here a little early and having a little fun. But, yeah, sticking around and doing a little recognition night. So we're working on getting North Tama, see if they can bring a couple guys up here with them and get a little action into.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I mean, one of the biggest pipelines for obviously the high school part of wrestling is the youth wrestling programs. I can just every one of these guys that is on the side of Wapsie tonight has, you know, wrestled through the youth wrestling program, maybe besides 1 or 2. But it's great to see kind of how you can build a high school program just through a youth wrestling program.
Yeah, I mean, and getting those guys to come out and stay out is the key. But yeah, we got a couple small classes, but you know we're starting to pick it back up and get some numbers out there.
So Kleitsch is going to rack up 2 more. He's got that Wapsie ride ball and chain. Now he's looking for maybe 6. And he'll get it.
I'm not sure if he was looking for the fall there when they initially went over. I think that may surprise him a little bit. I think he was just looking for some more back points and get some points flying up on the board, and then got a little bit more than expected. But AP's got to come check in first at 132. Looks like we already know who's going out. Reese Hagenow.
So we have Reese Hagenow versus Matthew Lucan. Hagenow looking to avenge the loss that he had in the first duel. So 30-18 the dual score. We are over the halfway point.
Nice little ankle pick right there by Reese. Just get that leg back. There you go. Going right to that bar arm. Bar arm seems to be the key move tonight for Wapsie. It seems like.
I feel like that's been the key move of Wapsie for like the last few years.
Yeah, I would say, to be honest, going back to Caleb Crawl's days when he was in high school, man, he just
ran the armbar
got at
all
the
the
armbar
time.
and got at the armbar, and it was one of those things that he wrestled guys that knew that armbar was coming, but the armbar still came. So, you know, whether you can call that a little bit of a product of Crawls over there with 2 of them in the coaching spots now, but you know, got something that works. Why not?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hanging out, working in the top position. He's got to be careful here. He's got to get out to his side here to stop. He can't ride parallel for too long. He continues just to work Lucan.
There we go, back to the bar arm. We got 30 seconds. We got plenty of time. He just needs to elevate that arm and just run. He's doing a good job of it. You just got to keep it going here. Nice and solid. Good job.
And the fall. Stacks up Lucan. Put the finishing touches. We'll head to 138. It'll be Creighton Zimmerman taking on Gage Miller.
Wrestling at 138, 48 BGC, Gage Miller.
Miller, a freshman, something that I do know is he loves the arm bars. He loves the tilts. I remember I wrestled back in 7th grade, and we went to Aplington-Parkersburg, first duel of the year, and just watching my teammates wrestle him, he just loves the tilt, loves the arm bar. He's wrestled Zimmerman a few times to know each other well. Miller dump off right away. High crotch for 2. This is a big pivotal match for Aplington-Parkersburg trying to fight their way back into this duel.
Yeah, you got to feel like GC's got to be looking at that lineup coming up, and that 50 through 75 is not a portion of the lineup that you or 50 through 65. I mean that's
Scary.
The bread and butter. that's got to be the bread and butter of our lineup. So going into those last 3 matches are going to be pretty tough to be down. Miller's doing his best to get back with another quick first period fall.
So it'll be Caden Dana up next at 144 to take on Justin Kanak.
I think this might mount to be a good match.
I think this will be a good match.
Dana's got a motor on him. If he can keep that motor going all 3 periods, he just goes. He just goes. Sometimes for the good, sometimes not. But that's going to keep him in this match, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Something to note of Dana, like we said earlier, like you said, that motor right away firing on all cylinders. Once you get to about that middle start of the 3rd, maybe late 2nd, that motor starts to a little sputter a little bit. It starts to kind of choke up.
And that's a freshman that does not have a ton of match time under his belt. I don't remember Caden much through the youth stuff. I think he was junior high is when he first came out. So
he wrestled for Jessup a little bit. He transferred from Jessup to here, and during I believe it was his 7th grade year. He might have been here earlier. I don't think so, because I was out here my first year at 7th grade, and he was here too. So, but yeah, he's been here. He wrestled junior high, and now he's a freshman wrestling on varsity. So.
Top guy's just kind of sitting parallel with that arm, and finally does something with it. But Dana needed to really work at getting up to his base right here. Cannot sit still with that arm across your back. Top guy's got to be careful with that. He's kind of starting to take it past 90, but.
Did he get the 2 takedown?
They never put it on the board yet.
I was looking up there, and I'm like, well, how the heck is Dana in the bottom position? It's not the 2nd period yet. And there's no points.
I think our score table might be just realizing that now as they're ready to put 2 up. They realize that it was already 0-0. So
there you go, Barney.
That might have been the longest time, Zach, a wrestling match has ever gone without somebody from the crowd yelling, score.
Score, figure it out.
I tell you what, if you want to learn some patience, run a track computer for a tournament, and
it takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Heck, running this for 3 hours takes a lot of patience. This thing is.
Dana's got to get that hand posted on the mat, working forward. That's the thing with that bar arm we were talking earlier. You cannot let that top guy sit in that bar arm and feel comfortable. You have to make that as uncomfortable as you can, and you got to create some space in there. But Dana's going to go neutral.
Look at that. I just talked about patience. My computer froze. This is great.
Circle up there. Did a good job. You know, this is really so far, you know, kind of like we said, got a freshman with not seemingly a ton of experience versus a senior who, you know, kind of dialed in some of those nuances that you need to figure out in wrestling. And that might be all that the difference really is at this point in the 6-0 match. But
Well, I cannot change the period, so I know it's the second period, but it won't let me change anything. So, oh no, stuck with it being the first. My computer froze, so I got no idea what to do.
that's right.
So 6-0 in favor of Canuck.
Again, Dana's he's got to get his hand down on the mat, work that thing forward. He's just letting Canuck feel comfortable up there in that bar arm. And like I said, that's just not where you want to be.
I will say it is pretty interesting to see all the sixes on the scoreboard for the match results over there. Every one of these matches has ended in a fall, and it will be no different. So a very important pin. The Falcons pull within 6. But now it's time for the hammer. Easton Crawl comes out for the Warriors to start the big 3 for the Warriors of Easton Crawl, Kanan Decker, and Garrett Miller. Back-to-back ranked wrestlers.
Do you think we'll see another bar arm out here, Zach? What are the Vegas odds on another bar arm coming out here from the Wapsie Valley team?
Setting the line at plus 350. A half Nelson is like a plus 200. And I'm setting like we'll set like a head throw. Or so. No, sorry, I got that all backwards. Arm bar is like minus 500. The half Nelson's minus 250. I'm throwing the headlock at like a plus 300.
Ooh. I think after that let go. Oh, he's gonna. I kind of thought after they met in the middle on that shot, he'd maybe start thinking twice about takedowns and let goes, but he's gonna stick right to it. And what did he dig out there but an arm bar? And Easton Crawler is no stranger to finishing that arm bar, as he just did.
Well, if you're a betting man, you made some money. Easton Crawl picks up an armbar victory. We'll flip it over 157 pounds. Kanan Decker for the Warriors. And it will be Ryder Cipher for the Falcons. Can we talk about Decker's walkout song? I guarantee you he did not pick this.
Yeah,
I highly doubt that Kanan Decker would pick a song by Sugarland.
stuck like glue, though. Put him on the mat, stick him, right?
Yeah. That is now that you say that, that kind of makes sense. So Easton Crawl, I forgot to say, he is ranked 5th in Class 1A. Kanan Decker ranked 9th. Garrett Miller ranked 11th.
You've got to feel like by the end of the season, Kanan Decker's going to be much higher than 9th as he just hits that blast double and runs the distance to the mat there. You know, just watching him last year, he's always been an aggressive wrestler. By no means am I saying that he hasn't with another blast double, but you know, it just seems like he found another gear this year. He is just, you know, I don't know if it's the size, you know, confidence in size or what, but it just seems like he's hit another physicality gear. You know, is there another one out there yet before the end of the season? We'll see, but he's definitely getting after this year. And like I said, that 9th or that you say he's at now, that is not something that's going to stand for the rest of the year, and I'll bet on that too. Now I'll go to another bar arm and a half, Zach. What are the odds on that?
Yeah,
a little parlay bet there.
Yeah, the parlay, the parlay combo bet, you know, presented by DraftKings.
And you know, I'm willing to think that Miller is going to go ahead and keep this a complete fall duel going on right here. I mean, I think the fate's there. It's going to happen, right?
Yeah, so Garrett Miller ranked 11th. in Class 1A will be taking on in our final match tonight, Clayton Freed. I was going to be interested to see if they were going to throw out Clay Sack. He's ranked 6th in Class 2A, but I don't believe he is here tonight. That would have been a fireworks.
Yeah.
That would have been an absolute fireworks match right there. But Miller, nonetheless, high crotch into a single. Dump him off for 2. So they're going to reset the board here. Oh, wow, I forgot to put Miller in. Well, let me fix this real quick.
Miller's running that really tight, deep, tight ways. You know, that's what I like to see. You know, make that guy uncomfortable down there.
You think he'll have time to fix it before he gets a fall? The answer is yes, sorry. It would have been a lot better if it was a no, but, you know.
Miller was going for the cradle there. Probably not a move that he's going to be hitting a lot, just with stature at the 165-pound class. But he keeps working at it, though.
Miller, I mean, this is just classic Garrett Miller right here. Just look at this. Picks him up, throws him down. It's Garrett Miller we expect, I guess.
I think he hurt us up here. Now he's vengeful. He's going to go after that cradle, and he's going to work till he gets it here.
Yeah, he's got a butcher.
I was going to say, he's switching over. Maybe that's what he's going, switching over to a butcher. He needs it. Yep, there you go. Circle around.
Just throws him over.
Lost it, but he does a very good job of transferring into that open half in 17 seconds. I'd like to say there's not enough time for AP to get out of this.
I thought you were about to say for Miller to get a fall.
There's definitely plenty of time for Miller to get a fall.
There might not be, though, and he's not going to get it. So, yeah, we're going to head to the second period. I think both Johnny and I are both holding out for the fact that we need Miller to get a fall to see the perfect 6s up there. That'd be just fantastic. So the Warriors do lock up a dual win against a Class 2A school at Aplington-Parkersburg Grundy Center, and just a pretty, from start to end, a good performance out of this Wapsie lineup, even without their main starting guys.
Yeah, you know, you take a few of those out of there, you know, you gotta think some of them starters maybe would change some things. That heavyweight match with Hilson Beck, that would have been a fun one to see too. But you know, it's a nice little win going into Christmas break here. They get a couple weeks off competition. You know, they get that 2-pound allowance. That's got to be something on their mind.
I heard Wally Kaufman talking all about it today.
Yeah. You know, and back in the day, the last weekend was always our last competition before break. So, you know, we got to end it on a Saturday where you got to feel happy. But working that bar arm again. There's the fall.
So that will do it for us tonight. The Warriors pick up a big duel victory, 54-30. The perfect 6s on the board. All 14 matches coming with a result of a fall. So 54-30. If you do the math, the Warriors win 9. The Falcons win 5. Johnny, what'd you like from the duel?
Like I said, they just came out there some fire. You know, like I said, whether it had a little bit in the back of their mind of, you know, they get that couple weeks off competition, or, you know, hopefully that's just the new mindset we've got, or the mindset they've got kind of moving forward is, you know, just go out there and even without having a full lineup, we're just going to go get in somebody's face and have a little bit of a dogfight and see who comes out on top. And they definitely came out on top tonight.
So the Warriors moving forward, they will take a few weeks off and in the Christmas break. They will come back on January 4th to take on Dyke, New Hartford, and Hudson in Dyke. I believe it's at Dyke. So not New Hartford, but at Dyke. They will be taking on Dyke, New Hartford, and Hudson. So I believe that's going to be all tonight. We might pull in Brian Kroll for a quick short interview before I let him go and talk to his wrestlers. So, Johnny, I appreciate it. A little bit short notice. You weren't scheduled to come on, but you came on anyway. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, Zach. You know, don't mind it coming up here and doing it, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with running up here and helping you out.
Alrighty, so thank you for joining me tonight, and we will take a quick break here on the Warrior Watch, the Wapsie Valley Sports Network. We will be back, hopefully, with head coach of the Warrior Wrestling Squad, Brian Kroll. We'll be right back after this. Alrighty, welcome back to the Warrior Watch, the Wapsie Valley Sports Network. I am here with head coach of Wapsie Valley Wrestling, Brian Kroll. First off, Brian, what did you like from you guys tonight?
We really picked it up from the first duel to the second. It's tough to compete when you don't have school. The guys' normal schedule was disrupted, so that we had to get back in a ring. The aggression from the first meet to the second, they really responded well. I mean, we fought through things in the first meet, but we left some meat on the bone. That second meet, the boys went out and got after it.
Yeah, and then to rebound from really a rough week for you guys, you had a lot of guys out with illnesses or injuries, stuff. How are you guys able to rebound from a dampered lineup?
Oh, it's tough, but the guys that are backups, they work just as hard in the room as anybody else, and they're ready to step up. I mean, Hogan stepped up, drank some water to make over 75 so he could wrestle 215 for the first varsity matches of his career. That amount of drive is huge, and the dedication that the guys have to the room and getting better. It's just going to go to show the JV kids are stepping up and making an impact in the varsity environment. It's going to be a good long years to go here.
So moving into the Christmas break, what are you kind of telling your guys as they have this 2-week break?
My guys have 5 days off, starts tomorrow. We'll be back to practice 7 a.m. on Wednesday the 27th. We'll practice 7 a.m. in the mornings. We'll get a good hard workout in, get a lift in, and we're actually doing a community practice with a few different teams, some of the best teams in the area, Waverly Shell Rock, us, Independence. There's a couple other teams. We're going down to Independence. They're going to put 6 mats out in their main gym, and we're going to scrap it up next Saturday.
Yeah, so moving on, you have Dayton Hartford Hudson coming up on the 4th, just after the new year. What are you looking forward to those two teams that you matched up? You won 2 duels last year.
More of the same. It's about bettering our position, taking advantage of situations that we can, and fighting through situations. One of the things that I stressed this week was being able to fight off our back and being able to fight through cradles, and we had a little improvement there. There's still some more work to do, but we're getting better on the things that we're emphasizing on, and that's huge for not only us as a coaching staff, but the athletes themselves as they're in their growth route.
So finally tonight, you guys move into the new year. You're looking better. You guys, the main thing that's been for you guys is keeping that full lineup. When you guys have an open weight, you guys have really kind of struggled a little bit, but when you guys have a full lineup out there, usually things go your way. What are you kind of looking forward to keep this lineup full with everybody in it?
We're actually moving some people around. Wally scratched 120 tonight, so we're going to be 2 deep at 20. We're a couple of guys deep at 26, a couple at 32. We've got 144 and 150, and about 5 75-pounders. But we'll hash some things out due to descent plans here after the Christmas break.
Alrighty, so thank you. Good 2 wins tonight for you. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Appreciate you always. You do a great job up here.
Alrighty, thank you. So we will. That'll be all for us here tonight. For all of us here at the Wapsie Valley Sports Network, the Warrior Watch,
I'm Zach Babers, joined tonight by Wyatt Forsyth and Johnny Kleitschneid. I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and until next time, go Warriors!